Alright. so just touching up a few of these pieces before we move grits, and I got a really, really big piece I need to do. Again, most of this was done last night. You'll start seeing the results here really quick once we start moving down, or up grits, I should say. Okay, I don't need to be perfect, but get the major spots taken care of. Alright. You know, obviously some of these are double-sided too as well, so the ball does travel on both sides, but alright, so I think all those pieces are good. We're gonna move to this really large rail. This is gonna be kind of tough, so see how it does. Hey, Real Wobbly Chair, what's going on? Yeah, it took me a little bit. I started with a Dremel on this too as well. I did my Judge Dredd and my Demolition Man with a Dremel, and it was rough going through it, and then obviously hand sanding, and I went down to 220. It might be a little excessive. I don't know if I'd go down to 220 again. I'm going to see how this looks. This is 80 on here now, and then I have a 120 and a 180 disc the same way, and this makes quick work of it and is more consistent. Obviously, a Dremel doesn't fit, you know, especially in larger sections like this. I mean, if you just did this edge, you know, it wouldn't look as good. You almost need to do this whole thing. So this keeps it nice and smooth. Otherwise, with the Dremel, you can kind of grind in a little bit, even if you did have the press. So, yeah, I like it a lot. These discs aren't that expensive. You should be able to find them on Amazon, or your local, like, Menards, Fleet Farm, like Home Depot, any of those types of stores. It's called Flap Wheel. Works really, really good. And obviously, you know, I'm trying to get, geez, you know, like these big marks out. So, yeah, it does take forever, and I mean, a lot of people, I mean, overlook it too as well. So it's not something that most people would notice, but you certainly notice. You know, it's very tedious, but you know what? Job well done, and you know, it's done right. You know what I mean? So, all right, I'm gonna try to focus on this piece quick, and then we're actually gonna move to the 120. This was the last piece I had to do. I didn't do it last night, and I thought the stream, I had quite a few people in here, and I thought they were getting bored. Wasn't sure. I mean, there wasn't a ton of people complaining about it or anything. I just felt, you know, it's kind of slowing things down, so I wanted to move back to the game for a little bit. So I'm going to hit this piece. This will be kind of interesting with the camera right here and everything else, so we'll see. I just want to make sure I don't bend this. And this piece is really awkward to do. And Waddly Chair, you were saying that that was that Stargate you got with a box of parts, right? Stash Kid Rain, what's going on, man? Fast Trooper, welcome back, man. build here. Stash Kid sending everybody over, huh? What's up, Peppers? Gotta be really careful. I got theater seats behind me here, and I feel like I'm gonna hit them with this stupid rail. Stash Kid, thanks for sending everybody over, man. Appreciate it. Sorry I didn't catch the end of your stream. Hopefully it went well. Hey, David Batman, what's going on? Man, this piece is stupid. It's all that metal dust I'm sucking in? Probably. Rudy Soup, thanks for the follow. We're attacking this at an 80 grit right now. Should be almost done with these pieces. Yeah, the goggles are on, right? Stash Kid, thanks for the post, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, my product model? Exactly. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, product models in bed. Yeah, so they fog up on me. Yeah, Rudy Super, working on the shadow right now. We're grinding off the ball trails in the metal. Piece is stupid long. This one's really operating. I'm trying not to bend it, hold it in position, and not run it off. And Stash Kid, thanks for the host, man. Appreciate it. And the raid. Sorry I didn't catch the end of your stream. Hopefully everything went well. Hopefully got some follow hype going on. Oh God, so close. Alright, so we got most of it. Looking pretty good. A few spots, so we're going to touch up these spots. It's Pants. Thanks for the follow, man. Scary crap went down. What scary crap went down, man? Somebody scare you behind your curtain? This piece sucks, man. Clowns! Yeah, if you guys don't like that bit balance PMing you, let me know, I can change it. Screw up the mic. The bit CNK, it's like a currency in the channel. Eventually I'll have like giveaways and things like that. You can use balance. There is a game that will be in chat. I haven't made it Tron themed yet. That's something I was going to work on. I just really haven't done it, so. Mike went crazy because of clowns. Damn, dude. Jeez. This piece sucks. Did I mention that yet? Yeah, I think if you type in exclamation point heist, there's that, I guess, standard heist game. I was going to re-theme it. It's kind of fun. You can kind of goof around with stuff, control music and stuff like that, so. Flip out, end of line, right? Flip out, are you talking the Dremel or my drill press here? The Dremel, I think I used, the Dremel I used like a flap wheel too as well. I can go grab it here in a little bit. Then I hand sanded a lot of it, and it was a pain in the ass. You wish you hadn't LED'd your Demolition Man? Really? I did comments in there, and I really liked the way it turned out. I did a couple strips and stuff, and blue kind of like underneath, way under on the playfield for the ramps. It lit up really nice. I got a lot of compliments on it. It was at MGC this last year. Tech Guy, what's going on, man? Welcome back. Just kind of seeing what spots I need to hit. This piece is just stupid long. I mean, look at this. Look how long it is. It's so dumb. I hate it. Almost done, though. So I'm going to hit this a couple more times, and then we should be able to switch. Yeah, H-E-I-S-T it should be. Unless my spelling's bad. Oh, sold you. Yeah, dude, I really like Demolition Man. I just like the flow. My magnet's disabled, or not my magnet, my crane's disabled right now. I shut it off on it. And that makes it even more fun. It really returns really, really fast. That's a fun game, though. I really like the ramp shots on it. And I had a chance at one really early on in my collection, and I grabbed Judge Dredd instead because there was actually a Demolition Man on location on route near me, and I used to go play it on my lunch break and stuff from work. And they took it down, and I couldn't find it again in town here, so I ended up buying one. So just had to do it. Is it working? I don't know if it's on. Let me see. Should be working, doesn't it? How do place. Max amount, cooldown. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see if it goes back off here. I just updated it, so I'm not sure if it's... It says it's enabled. Yeah, we'll see how I like the plating when I get it back. I'm thinking about sending my gun handles for the Demolition Man off to get plated too. But I don't want to go too crazy right away, but... If it looks really, really good on the shadow, which I'm almost 100% positive it will, I may have to send that off as well. Relatively soon. Cleveland Pinball, thanks for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Right now we're regraining some ball guides that had some really nasty trails in it, and this piece is just stupid long. So I probably look awkward as hell doing this, so I apologize. So you can kind of see how that turned out. I know you got a lot of glare, so I apologize, but you may need to hit this spot right in here again. Hey, thanks, Cleveland. Really appreciate it. Also working on an Adams family. We've got the cabinet completely dismantled, everything out. Transformer, coin door, everything. Side rails, the whole 9 yards. We're doing it all on stream. And I'm putting an IPV playfield in. Actually, just talked to the guy who clear coated it. I need to... we were trying to meet up for the longest time, and it just was not working out. We have a league night coming up here, and I'm not going to be able to make it, so he's just going to ship it to me. Alright, I'm just going to hit the center spot again. The drill press is just a countertop drill press. It's nothing super special. I got it at Lowe's. So, let me show you it on cam. It's nothing too big. Jeez, I'm like shoving the chair right in there. Hang on, everybody. I'm gonna kill this light so you can see. It's just a skilled drill press, so sorry for bumping into the microphone and everything. Works really, really well for my shop and stuff like that. Yeah, Joe's cameo, right? Here, you want to see Tapper? Woo! With all the crap on it. My wife's stupid snowman thing she needs to put away. And we got Big Buck Hunter. Way over there. Dollhouse. Daughter was down here playing earlier. Got too much stuff up. Yeah, I could flip out. I can send you a link or whatever. I can see which model it is, and well, I can do it actually right now. I think it's on the side of this. Skill 10-inch 3320. Bench top drill press 3.2 amps. The 3320. It's got a laser and stuff on it. You probably can't. I guess you can see it. Extreme metal polish? Yeah, this, I don't know if metal polish would have done it, Cleveland. This was pretty nasty before, so this is going to help quite a bit. I don't have any leftover metal pieces with strikes on them anymore. I think I've hit everything. Ugh, sorry. Yeah, you saw it's shining on the disc. So that was 80 on there. We're going to move this to a 120 now. Tapper, right now, I'm recapping the monitor. So the back is actually off of it. I'm going through it. I picked it up and it needed, the controls are fine on it. But I'm going to rebuild the controls on it, and I'm doing the same thing to the joust. So Tapper doesn't have any burn-in on the monitor and stuff. So it was really, really nasty. I would show you pictures, but I lost all my my pictures on my iPhone. So putting this game back together is going to be a blast without pictures. Alright, so we're going to move to 120. But yeah, if you would have saw the board, I mean, it was just caked in dust. It was nasty. It had a couple caps that were bad. So I recapped it and did the flyback, and so it's kind of mid-progress right now. I just stopped. It's actually ready to be powered on. Just haven't really done it yet. I was working on it right before the holidays, and then the holidays hit, and it was like, chaos around here, so. Yeah, Stash Kid, I've got, I found a site, he had some pretty good pictures, a few things were missing, and I think he has a little different of a playfield than I do, but got a lot of wobble in it. Alright, so now, we are going down to 120, or up to 120, I guess. I keep saying down. And we're going to go back through each one of these pieces. So, yeah, I bet a lot of those boards were never gone through, you know, so it's pretty nasty. And inside that whole cabinet was pretty nasty, so. Yeah, Pinsider's up with Stargate. Yeah, you got that with a box. I still can't believe that you bought that and, like, basically parted out. I shouldn't say parted out, tore apart. That's really cool that you got it back together, though. That's a huge accomplishment, you know, not taking it apart yourself and just diving in and doing it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start on this to keep going here. Oh wow, there's going to be a lot more metal, though. You can see it flying off already. So this is one that we're probably going to want to put the glasses on. And they keep fogging up, I don't think we're going to have sunglasses. Again, sorry for the noise. Kind of need to do it. I'm going to kill this chair and stand up for a little bit. big thing here is I'm just trying to make sure it's all uniform going across, so. How much polishing happens after this? Not much. I don't actually. I'm not going to take them to the buffing wheel or anything like that. And if I was, I'd probably do that in my. That'd have to be done in my shop for sure. And all my games have always gone down to like 220 and just kind of left it after that. I'd really like to go through and actually polish though on the buffing wheel and see how it turns out. With, like Jeweler's Rouge and things like that. I'm sure it'd last a lot longer. Have you done that before, Cleveland? If you guys haven't already, make sure you follow Stash Kid and David Batman in the channel. Flip Out NH. We got 3 fellow pinball streamers in the chat right now. A lot of these people just came over from Stash Kid's stream. They stream pinball more often than I do. I kind of just stick to the restoration, shopping out stuff, but keeps me motivated to work on my games. But we'll play from time to time too. Yeah, my phone is effed. I got it restored back, but I couldn't get the pictures. I'm on too high of an iOS, even if I jailbroke it. It restored back to 8.4, so I could have jailbroke it, but I'm not going to be able to get to the pictures. It's encrypted, and I had a couple different programs I was messing with today, and say unsuccessful. So my restore for my phone went back to like August, so which really kind of blows because I don't take a lot of pictures, but we got random ones of the kids and stuff when they're messing around and we don't have a camera. And normally my pinball stuff's like posts and locations and stuff, and I didn't take a lot, but I did take a few. Oh, Wobbly Chair, I didn't know you streamed too. SZ Burrs. So yeah, hit up Wobbly Chair too as well. If I missed anybody else, sorry. Go ahead and announce, that's cool. Yeah, I did. I actually set up my Dropbox because I didn't have that set up to do the photos. And I also did Amazon as well. I have a Prime account, so I did both today and set it up. Because I'm a doofus. I should have had it done before. You know, and I had my... it's a stupid iPhone, and I had my stupid Apple one or whatever. I had that set up, but I had it shut off because I went to go get it fixed, and the screen was cracked, and never turn it back on. Audio podcast, Flaming Zonky. Nice. But it seems like polishing it further than 220 might actually look kind of weird. Yeah, you know, you definitely want to leave the grain in it. And we'll see. I'm going to go to 180 on these discs and see what it looks like. There's a gentleman who has some YouTube videos. He's on Pinside. Pinballer Mike D, I think is his name. Or Pinball Mike D. He did a restoration of Monster Bash. really, really good videos, and it shows a lot of stuff if you're into this kind of thing. He's got like a 13-part series or something like that on there. Kind of long, but he did a really, really nice job on them. And he actually took them down and actually polished the rails. And the neat thing is, when the ball, obviously travels along the path, it's obviously polishing the rail, right? So if this is polished, you don't see those ball marks as much. So it looks really, really sharp. Cleveland Pinball, this is a flap wheel. They also make them, I'm almost positive I've used this on like a Dremel attachment as well. I saw these and I had to grab them and try them out. So I got this at like a Farm and Fleet or Lowe's, Menards, one of those types of stores, Home Depot. Jesus. Alright, we're gonna give that a quick break. Let me catch up because I saw a bunch of stuff coming in chat. Follow me too, and if you donate enough, I might start streaming. Nice. CNK. Stash Kid wants to leave the country. I'm 2 streams in, but I plan on streaming a bunch more. Yeah, so follow Twista22 as well. That's really cool, man. Yeah, Sandy flap wheel. Let me, here's another 180 disc that I had. This is a 180. And all it is, I mean, just sandpaper on a bunch of flaps. I'm gonna have to pull the Dremel out because this one I couldn't get. So this is kind of what I was dealing with all along the rails. You can kind of see it right in the center there. We got the flap wheel to do the majority of it, but that center piece I can't get in there. Oh, Stashkid, you did play Shadow? Nice. Yeah, dude. Shoot me a pic of that. Polished balls, yeah. I do. I normally replace them. And, I have taken them and put them in the tumbler and stuff, but a lot of times it's just not worth it. If I'm doing something else, I'll throw some in. So, but a lot of these parts had a lot of rust on them, and this is all from the tumbler. I just threw them in. And it turned out really, really nice. Like the ball gates and stuff were just nasty. All the screws and yeah, CNK, like he said, he wouldn't bother. I mean, if I'm doing something else, I might throw them in, but all this metal was just complete crap on this game. Yeah, typically I just replace. I just buy the ones from Terry, the polished ones, the really nice ones. And I'm putting it in order. And I always replace them. I haven't replaced. Like if I buy a brand new stern, I put new balls in it right away. But this game, just to kind of show you Cleveland and show you what I was dealing with. I mean, if you can see the rail, and I'll get you a closer shot later. All the kind of metal rust and just crap that I was dealing with. I mean, it's just all over. It's kind of nasty. It was a container game. It was obviously overseas. And I actually had a blown transformer on it, so. Yeah, so I'm actually, with this game, I'm doing the ramps. The metal ramps, I got new ones. The diverter ramps. And then the ball wire forms, I'm actually getting replated, and along with the ramps, all in brass. The ramps and the wire forms, all replated, so it's going to look really sharp. Brass as well. And we'll be doing this again on the Addams Family. I should have that here probably maybe by Wednesday. I don't know. We'll see. You think just leave that alone, the center channel? But dude, if I go like this and I stick my head under, I'm going to see it. You know, I'm gonna have somebody come here and they're gonna like point that out to me. They're gonna be like, dude, why didn't you do right here? This looks like ass. Of course, I'm just messing around, but. Ah, fingers! Sorry for the glare. Look how nice it's starting to look. Right in the nuts. Rochambeau, I'll go first. Man, this wheel is a lot, really starting to... If I had this last night, I'm telling you, I would have lost a couple pieces. Wow. Get on the grid, programs. Buffalo Pinball, what's going on? Thanks for coming back in. Good stream today. Wow! I saved it. That was either joust my iPad or the camera. Glad I'm standing up. This piece is going to be the dangerous one. Hang on, boys and girls. Yeah, I'm sure most of you do, but make sure you follow Buffalo Pinball too as well. They stream a lot more often than I do. They do, Bro Do Even Pinball, and then they've got their individual streams too as well, where Kevin and Nick stream and hang out, have a good time. Pinball Wizards hype in the channel right now, right? Yeah, for sure, David Batman. I work on computers all day, so this is about as manly as it's gonna get for me. Jesus! Hang on! So just kind of making sure it's uniform. This doesn't take long at all doing this. That side's not. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pieces on this one. Hot dog hype! Yeah. And I was making fun of Stash Kid earlier tonight when he was tripping over his curtain and mic cord, and I said you're going to see a newspaper article saying streamer dies wrapped up in cord and oh, that looks like ass. Cord and sheet. Mine's gonna read something like loses hand or finger, destroys joust, and goes in hyper towel rage. Pretty good. Can't remember if I hit the side or not. It kind of looks like it. Yeah, thanks again for everybody coming in and checking this out. I really appreciate it. Pretty cool you guys are into the repair and shopping streams. Never would have thought. But I'm glad because it keeps me working on my stuff. And this was just kind of a filler thing doing this until we got the Addams Family stuff back, so even better. We're going to get a little more technical later on the stream. Not tonight, but later in the week for, not this week, probably next week, for GI repair and some of the coil stuff. So, it's starting to look really good. Alright, I got this kind of funky piece. It's going to send it flying. Yeah, Buffalo Pinball, that's awesome. 1 year, right? Yeah, officially 1 year streaming for us next week. Nice. That's great. And pretty consistent too, which is really cool. Definitely an accomplishment. Ah! Fingers! David Batman, where are my gloves? All donations are going to go to gloves. Donate now. Save my fingers. Hey, Stash Kid, thanks. Thanks for the host too, sir. Wow, 40 plus bro shows last year, not counting the other streams. That's great. Hey, Buffalo Pinball, thanks for the host, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, this piece is looking pretty good. Over the glare. Trying to make it just a touch more uniform, and then we'll move on to the next piece. Cal G City, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome to the grid. We're regraining right now some ball guides for the Shadow. We've already done 80, and we're moving to 120 right now. And then we're going to go 180 and kind of see where that leaves it. I've always hand sanded at 220 in my other games that I've done, but we'll see. I mean, they actually look pretty good right now, so we'll see what it looks like. Yeah, it's really cool that you have a group and it just kind of turns into a kind of almost like a big party. You know, it's kind of neat to almost be a part of it when we're watching. So thank you for that. Great job on making us feel included on your weekly streams and other streams as well. Trying not to catch my finger in here. Alright, so I think that's pretty uniform all the way across, just a few spots. There's not a whole lot that we need to do with this because we already did it with 80 and did the majority of the work. Sass Trooper, man, you need to, yeah, Meat Boy, right? Sass Trooper, man, you gotta find a table. I started off on cheap tables, man. I started with a really, really broken Meteor. It was a piece of crap, and I drove like hours for that game, like almost 5 hours. Just super silly, and I grabbed a Meteor and a Galaxy at the same time and kind of used the Galaxy as a template to fix the Meteor and got it going and spiraled out of control from there. No money. Yeah. Time to save lunch money, man. You can find deals if you're willing to put in the work, but yeah, I certainly get it. You're always welcome to hang out here and watch me fix and play and everything else. Yeah, Wobbly Chair, I'll have to check it out. I'll shoot you a follow after this on that FR or FZ Brewers channel. Ah! Wobbly Chair, do you do your podcast on Twitch then too? Or you just do the kind of like more of a radio podcast and then stream after? iTunes and Stitcher? Alright. Kind of what I figured, but I don't know. I mean, some of those do kind of more of a interactive podcast thing as well. Hang on. Jay is gonna fight Bob Barker? This is always kind of tricky. You gotta apply enough pressure, but you don't want to cause any bends in these metal rails. But I'll tell you what, after using a Dremel and hand sanding, this is awesome. So much easier. Not kid friendly, alright. Swear to God, I'm gonna lose a finger yet. These bigger pieces are always kind of tough just to make sure it's uniform. Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely more even, especially on these big sections. You know, the Dremel does not look as nice. I mean, I'd have to go back and look at my Judge Dredd or my Demolition Man, and it did not look this nice. But this is pretty much what everything looked like when I started. It was this kind of centered area, that polished area. Again, if I kill the light. All down, sometimes even worse in some of the areas. You can just see what the regraining does. I mean, even at this grit, I mean, it's looking really good. Really liking the results so far. I'm not even sure. I'd have to look. I mean, they're really relatively inexpensive. Let me see. I have the bag over there. Hold on. they're $5.99 a piece for an 80, a 120, and 180. And I'm really thinking, looking at this, I don't even know if we needed hand sand down at 220. I think it's just gonna be foolish at that point. We might be fine just right at 180. I think most of the ones in stock, I think Spooky Pinball, I think they're 120. I don't know if they go to 180. I think it's like 120 probably. But yeah, with Iowa tax, about 20 bucks ish. Where do you guys get your parts at? Like as in pinball parts? I normally shop either at Pinball Life. I get a lot of my stuff, and for whatever reason, if they don't have something specialty, I'll go and go to like the Marco Specialties. I'll get a lot of my stuff there. I'm trying to think. A lot of LEDs I get from various places. Just kind of depends on what, but I do a lot of pinball bulbs. I like that stuff a lot. I'm just going to hit this a few more times. We've got it pretty uniform right now. Just a little bit in the center there I want to grab. Everywhere but Mad Amusements. CNK, nice. Did you glue that red LED cover? I did not yet. I will. Yeah, absolutely. Jamco, I mean, for any of my board work, I buy a lot of stuff from him, from Jamco. I mean, it's an electronic parts supplier. But Great Plains Electronics, honestly, I try to support him as much as possible just because he's a smaller shop and he's got great service. And a lot of times his stuff will say not in stock. Just message him, and he'll actually like bundle up the parts for you because he has got a lot of different like rebuild kits and stuff. Just message him and say, hey, I'm really looking for this, and then he'll get you. You can actually go on there and quote, and then he'll put it together for you. Mauser as well, yeah, absolutely. How's the wife after the internet debut? Not too bad. She's sleeping the night. I asked her if she wanted to come down and hang out, but she said no. She was asking what the internet was saying about her, though. It was pretty funny. JP Smart Missile switch from him. It wasn't the right part. I called him and he cussed you out. Wow. That's crazy. What about the Sanctumware? The Sanctumware, so here's the dilemma with the Sanctum. I'm actually not sure what I want to do at this point. And here's kind of where I'm at right now. I've got my Adams family completely tore apart. The cabinet is completely gutted. Everything. Every switch, transformer, coin door, rails, every single screw, you know, the mesh part in the back for like the dust, everything is out. Transformer, the whole 9 yards. I'm getting a new cabinet made. I got new cabinet decals, new head, the whole thing. So that is in a bazillion pieces. I got parts laying everywhere in my back shop area for that. The playfield's obviously out. The playfield hasn't been dismantled yet. But we have an IPB playfield that I just got extra clear and a few minor touch-ups done. I wanted it perfect because I'm an idiot. But we got that touched up. re-cleared, auto-cleared. I actually had that back. Neo is actually doing that for those of you that are on pin side, Captain Neo Skywalker. So, anyway, getting that back. I should have that back here in the next, hopefully by Wednesday. I'm hoping he's actually going to ship it to me. We just haven't been able to meet up. So the issue is I've got that game completely in pieces. I had this down on the top end completely. I just put the posts in last night. We put the LEDs in the other night. We waxed it already. I just didn't want to tear apart the bottom side with Adam's family. And I guess further to cause even more issues, I have a Flight 2000, and I've swapped a playfield with somebody. And when I got the playfield, I pulled all the inserts out, and I'm going to touch up, and we're going to clear that one as well. But all the inserts are out as well. So, of course, top end, bottom end, completely in pieces. The cabinet's intact, but we've got a lot of work to do. So I've got 2 games right now completely tore down. Adam's family is obviously just has the playfield pulled, but the cabinet's completely tore down. And then the inverse on Flight 2000, playfield's completely tore down, the cabinet's together. So with those 2 games, obviously 2 games being down, I didn't really want to take apart a third game to send this off to get cleared as much as I really want to. I toyed with the idea of just airbrushing and touching up and obviously filling in that area. But then I decided if I'm going to clear it, I might as well just wait. There's really not going to be further damage. There's still enough wood that it's not going to blow through. And I don't have any sort of magnet or opto issues in that area. And, well, I'd probably say that now, I'm going to. So I decided to wait. And as stupid as this sounds, I'm sending these ramps off to get re-brass plated, the diverter ramps, and then, of course, the other one, too, as well. So what I'm going to do is work on Adams, and then I might go back to Flight 2000 and get that prepped for clear. And then as soon as I send that playfield out, then I might start dismantling this one, because I'll have Adams back together, Flight 2000 in the process of getting cleared, and then start dismantling this one. And essentially, as soon as I get Flight 2000 back, start putting that game back together, and then come back to Shadow. And everything's going to be clean on this one for the most part. We might have to throw some random parts in the tumbler on the bottom side, get it cleaned up, and then I'll have to fix some of the issues like the coin door, the cabinet, and just kind of getting everything else cleaned up. Because, like I was saying earlier, this game was from overseas. You can see the lift rail is just completely rusted on the side and just has its issues. But all in all, the top side will be clean. So that's as stupid as that sounds, and probably as inverse, it made sense to me instead of taking this apart and leaving it apart for a while and then trying to get back to it. And now I'm glad I made that decision because I don't have pictures for the top end side, but I have everything recorded. So fill in color match with nail polish and cover with Mylar spot disc. Yeah, if I was just going to use like airbrush paint, obviously, to go through it. And I thought about doing the Mylar just temporarily, but then you got to pull the Mylar. I do have other sheets to pull, but I don't know. Who knows? I changed my mind quite a bit. So, hey, Paulie B, I was playing Grand Lizard tonight and it died mid-game. Flipper's coils cut out, but lights stayed on. I was making a sound. Any idea what might be wrong? I just got it, so I haven't dug into it yet. Huh. Yeah, so Wobbly Chair is saying, did every coil quit or just the flippers and the pops? Flipper's coils cut out, but light stayed on. And I assume the light staying on, you mean the GI lights, or was it the computer-controlled lights? I mean, if flippers and everything dropped out, like drop targets didn't reset, computer-controlled lights went out, I would think CPU-related. What about the controlled lamps, like all your insert lamps? Did those go out too? Yeah, it could be a fuse, but then you have to think of what caused the fuse, if it was just the coils. Reboot brought everything right back up. Yeah, I would check, like, I think it's the 5-volt circuit, I think has a reset on there. If that drops, then it can cause it to go through. I don't know if it would be a surge or not. Yeah, I've got corrosion on lamp sockets on this thing too as well. Gremlins Wobbly Chair says, yeah, Grand Lizard, I love that game. It's an awesome game. I have one, and I have Swords of Fury right next to it, Line Man. And they look great next to each other. Very cool game. But I would check because there's the logic circuit. If that dipped voltage in there, and there should be a pot adjustment. I think it's 5 volts on those games. I'd have to double check. But if it drops below, it can cause basically like a game reset. And then that, and also capacitors. I mean, it could have caused the power to fluctuate enough on the line to essentially cause a reset and drop out. So, and that's probably why if you shut off the power and turned it back on, it worked again. But that's what I would try at first. And you can throw a meter on it. A lot of those meters will show like highs and lows, and you can check it that way. That's probably where I would start with it. And I would also keep track of like how long are you playing it before it does it. But at that point, especially if it's never been done, capacitors on that, any of the sockets and stuff for the chips, like if I don't know if those had Scandi still. I don't think so. I think that was the old Bally, Stern Bally games back then. So. Wanna Radical, nice. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would think it's going to be that the logic circuit area would be my guess, but that's what I would focus on. All right, I want to hit this really, really awkward looking rail quick. If anybody else has any questions, let me know. This is the one that I was struggling doing before, so this is going to get a little funky, so hang on. This disc has so much more grip on it too as well, so. And again, we're just trying to obviously get this as even as possible and take some of the larger standing scratches out of it. And the big thing with it is you want to make sure you don't bend the crap out of this, and this is such a big piece. I don't know if I like doing this on here. And it adds a whole other element on it when you're trying to talk and do this at the same time. And have cameras and lights and frickin' everything in the way. Yeah, every single Scandi socket. Those things suck, man. Hang on. Like when I scream like a little girl. Yeah, Grand Lizard is such a fun game. Swords of Fury, though, man, I was trying to bid on one at Texas Pinball Festival, and they also had one on the floor. For those of you who are going to Texas, I'll be there this year again. Go to that show if you haven't. It is an awesome show. And I'll also be at Chicago Pinball Expo and the Midwest Gaming Classic. Those are the 3 shows that I'm for sure going to. We'll see if I add any others in. But anyway, Texas Pinball Festival, I saw that Swords of Fury, and they had a really, really nice one on the floor. And they had an okay one in the auction, and I really, really, really wanted one. And we had enough room in the trailer for Spooky Pinball, and I ended up bidding on that one and ended up losing it. I think it was crazy. I think they went for... It didn't need to work. I think it was like 1,900 or 2,100 or... It was something stupid. I'd actually have to go back and watch the video. I think they had it on video. But I just couldn't justify it. And then I went out and went out to the floor, and there was a couple people looking at it, and I kept talking to the guy, and I talked to him earlier on. He also had a really nice Black Knight 2000 there. And ended up kind of staying on him the whole weekend and just said, hey man, if you're going to sell this, I'm so in. And I ended up getting it. So So I brought a game back from Texas all the way back to Iowa. It was pretty awesome, and really, really happy with it. It's a nice looking example. A little dark. I gotta brighten it up a little bit, but I've streamed it once before. It was just really dark. And if you haven't gotten that game, or at least played the game, or gotten far enough in it, besides the cool Lion Man call-outs and stuff like that, the music in the game is just, I don't know, gets me jacked, man. It's great. It's just that classic, like, kind of MIDI sounding music. It's just so awesome. I love it. Yeah, best spinner. I don't know, man. The whole game, I really enjoy. I mean, there's not a ton to it, but even that upper playfield's a blast. You know, with the time drops and same thing with Grand Lizard. I mean, I really like the upper playfield on that. And it's not even an upper playfield. That's just like a segmented playfield. But I tell you what, just the music in Swords of Fury alone, man, besides Lion Man, it is just so cool. And the attract mode too, the clashing swords, like king, 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 making sounds like I'm banging these ramps together and having to call out, like, fight the Balrog. It's just awesome. So glad I got it. Picking up Jungle Lord, yeah, that's a cool game. That's the thing, is there are so many cool games that are just so underrated. And everybody likes going for these Valley Williams games and stuff, but a lot of the older stuff is just so cool. Yeah, absolutely. Love at first sight. I agree. And I had a chance at one at Chicago Pinball Expo in like 2012 or 2013. The guy wanted $900 for it. And I didn't really want to spend any money. Well, I should say that I wanted to spend money. I wanted to get all the games at that point. But I wasn't sure on it, and I liked it, but it needed a little bit of work and stuff. But I mean, it looked really pretty good. And I didn't jump on it, and I should have. And this was a little bit before pin inflation and everything else has gone on, but such a great game. Alright, pretty happy with this, except for maybe this top part here. Look at how big this piece is. This is nuts. This is like the one that goes across the whole game in the back. Played Swords of Fury at Pinburg. Love at first sight. I think I already said that. It's late. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm working with a big piece of metal. Alright. Yeah! Yeah, Sass Trooper, we'll see if we can get the wife down here more often and play and hang out. Have her hold parts and stuff while I put stuff together. Dean Hayden, what's going on? Road Kings, huh? Yeah, definitely underrated. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's pretty hard not to like a lot of the games. I mean, every game has its own thing. You know, that's kind of one of the things, too, as well, is when I'm looking for a game. I mean, I've got a lot of newer stuff now, and kind of a spread, and I like having the... I mean, right now, I don't know if I change up my collection a whole lot, because I really, really, really like it. And I've got kind of a spread. Obviously, if you look in the profile below, you can see the games that I have. I don't know if I'd really want to get rid of much at this point. It's just more of, if I had a lot of space, I'd probably be adding. Alright, I'm really happy with the way this looks. Alright, that is everything at 120. So now we're going to go to 180. And this pass should go just as quick. And the hard part is the original 80 grit. And I guess just for reference, I mean, I didn't really take a lot off that wheel. This is the 120, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but I mean, circumference, diameter on it, about the same. So, should last quite a while. And yeah, the grit looks good on it too as well, going all the way through. So, those two. We'll get this one going now. Hey, Buffalo Pinball, thanks again for stopping in. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the host. Thanks for chatting. Good luck on the Grand Lizard. If you have any questions, just shoot me a message. Try to help you out the best I can. Congrats on the game, though, too. That's a really cool game. Hopefully you enjoy it. I do. Yeah, the avatar right now is my brother's. Deacon Blues, you'll see him in chat. Talks from time to time. Normally makes fun of me or whatever. I mean, what does a brother do, right? But he's got my Judge Dredd right now, and then we do it like a temp trade. And I've had Avatar, and I haven't played it lately. I've had it for almost a year. It'll be a year in March, which is the longest we've ever traded before. Normally we trade for like 7 or 8 months at a time, and he plays a lot more often than I do. But I'll be getting my Judge Dredd back, and then I'll give him Avatar back, and then I'll send something out. So something in my collection, I'll trade him. He's had my Demolition Man for a while. And actually, I traded him Demolition Man for Avatar, and then I really wasn't done with Avatar yet, and I told him, like, hey, you want something else of mine? He's like, sure. So we traded. I gave him my Judge Dredd for a while because he wanted to play that. So he's had 2 games to the 1 that I've had, which is, I mean, even valuation, though, obviously, for the game, it's fair. And it's just temp. It's a temp trade. It's not like a full game, and he's pretty good with that, so. Wobbly Chair, were you going to stream? Do you have an avatar too? Alright, let's drink my water here. You know, that's really tough. I mean, art-wise, I really like Judge Dredd. Play-wise, 2 different games. I kind of like Judge Dredd just for the mode ability and kind of having an option to choose, and especially with some of the other games I have. But Demolition Man, I don't know, that's the one that kind of got me really playing a lot more pinball, because there was one on location, and I saw one day, and I just played the crap out of it and started going there on my lunch break. And when I had a chance there was 2 games for sale, there was a Judge Dredd and a Demolition Man near me, and I ended up grabbing the Judge Dredd, and I think I made the right call for the time. I'd have a hard time, if they were ever to leave, I'd have a hard time picking which one at this point. Thing is, right now, with Avatar being here, I don't know if I miss Judge Dredd. I mean, I do. I mean, I like the game. But, I mean, Avatar has kind of filled that spot. And I like Avatar just because it's fast, kicks my ass a lot. Fairly simple game to learn. It's just getting everything going is something else. And I really like the multiplier on the ramps and all the different inserts. I like doing that with completing the top lanes and stuff. And it sits right next to my Tron, and it kicks my ass. So, yeah, absolutely. Judge Dredd is definitely funnier. It's fantastic. There's just something with Demolition Man that I really like, and I have the crane disabled on mine right now, so that even makes it a little bit more fast. But I enjoy it. Enjoy them both for very different reasons. But Judge Dredd is a lot of fun, and I mean, that game can be, mine's set up pretty tough. It can be a really tough game when set up, I guess, to kick your ass. It's fun. But it's fun, hitting those ramps, and just a completely different game. Exactly, they're different, but I place them in the same category for same reason. Absolutely. So, yeah, stolen movie themes, right? Yeah, and I got, I'm really happy with the example I have. That game, there's not a lot of clear on the playfield and stuff on Judge Dredd. Same thing with Demolition Man. Both could probably use more clear. I don't know if I'd ever do that to those games. We'll see. I mean, if I ever get down to it, maybe. But got them cleaned up, and my complaint with Judge Dredd, it was so dark, and mine was really never shopped. So back by the planet and that board underneath, there's that long board. It was completely out, but it was old bulbs, believe it or not. There wasn't actually anything wrong with any plug or harness issues. So after cleaning that up, and I mean, there was just caked of dust on the bottom of that planet plastic and stuff like that. And after cleaning it up, you could actually brighten it up a lot, and I added LEDs to it, some LED strips, and it's a lot more fun to play that you can see. And that was my complaint with the Shadow, is I always play in low light conditions, so you could never see the upper playfield. And it was really, really difficult. It's like you got up there and you could barely see the ball, which was pretty difficult. So I'll be really, really happy when this is done. And same thing with Demolition Man. It has some dark areas, but that one was always, that one you didn't need a ton of light because there really wasn't a lot of areas except for that MTL light in the back. It was kind of hard to see. And I do have a complaint with that because it's hard to see anyway, with just kind of everything shoved back there. It'd be nice to have like a little mirror system so you could see it, because I'm always kind of going like this. Demolition Man, I always play typically side buttons. I don't like, if I need to, I'll play with the handles. But I don't like the handles playing with it. It just feels awkward to me. It is kind of neat because you have a little bit more leverage on it from moving it around, but that can also get you in trouble if it's a tight tilt. So I still play with the buttons, and I know my brother, who comes here quite a bit and plays from a pinball perspective, he normally plays with the buttons too as well. For whatever reason, if one of us is behind, we might change it up a little bit. But almost put a mirror on Demolition Man. Yeah, I'd like to get a mirror or some sort of little small add-on towards the back just to be able to see those lights, because it's just so tough. I mean, you always feel like you're looking around, and it's just tough to be able to see it, in that spot. So yeah, exactly. CNK, and like you were saying, the Judge Dredd is based on the comics, which is very, very fortunate. And the art is, I really enjoy it. I mean, I think it looks great on it. So it's probably one of the cooler looking playfields, of that era, I think. So Carmelicious, what's going on? You like playing with the handles? Yeah, absolutely. To each their own. I mean, you get more points, which is great, and especially if you score big, and all bonus too. So it's always like you're always cringing, like, oh man, what's somebody got? And then they just destroy it on bonus, and it's like, bonus heavy games, both of them. Obviously, if you tilt either one of those games, and especially on the bonus, you're host. So it's one of those that you learn, don't tilt on those games, because it's all bonus. Heard claims that the Michigan guys are doing a thing where they use the buttons to make the shot and then press the gun triggers before it hits the switch. Oh, wow. That'd be a lot of up and down. I don't know. I'll have to try that and see how it works, but I don't know. Yeah, if you guys ever get a chance, watch a Shadow movie. I don't know. I watched it, got through it. It wasn't, I don't know. Maybe it's because I like the game. Kind of want to say that it's not too bad. This disc is a lot better, so. Carmelicious, you lost to a 12-year-old girl on Paragon. Well, congrats on your tournament. Second place. Hey, thanks for being honest. There's always something to that, right? But who knows, man? That 12-year-old girl grew up in a house like this that has a stupid amount of pinball machines. So But yeah, cool that we finished it well. I've never finished second. Well, I shouldn't say that. In our monthly tournaments, I have finished first, but never in a larger tournament. Alright, I'm going to stand up again because I wasn't going to wear goggles. So, right now we are at 180 grit, and we're grinding the ball trails out of these metal ball guides. Cleveland, so true. I mean, it's bad. Hey, Wobbly Chair, thanks a lot for stopping in. If you guys get a chance, Wobbly Chair, post your stuff again that you're doing later this week. He also streams pinball on another channel, so if you guys get a chance. Yeah, CNK, I don't... let me see if I can shut that off. Hold on. Actually, I think it's in my Twitch. Carnalicious, thanks for the follow! Alright, let's see here. Host notify, blah blah blah, cap, symbol protection. CNK, did that come through? Does that show? I mean, I showed in mine, but I don't know if that means that... Oh, okay, that's cool, yeah. Absolutely, man. Thanks for being smart. You came through, right? I think you did. I'll have to check that out too as well. Be cool to listen to at work. Her strat, well at the time I don't know how to play it very well. I'm really curious. She was going for the 5x drop target run though. Nice. Smart girl. Yeah, those games can be brutal too. Especially Paragon. That thing is just huge. Yeah, but Carmelicious, I'm also doing an Addams Family. I'm doing an all on stream, and we're actually going to we're building a new cabinet. That will be done off stream. I'm actually having that done by a third party. But we're going to get new cabinet decals, and we took the playfield out, and we're going to put the new playfield in on stream with all the parts and swap and everything else. So it'll be an IPB playfield that I just had extra clear added on and a few minor touch-ups done. Should have it back Wednesday, so thanks for following. Make sure you come back and check it out. Oh, I bet CNK that some of those are pretty scary. Especially when you're younger and stuff. What are you talking now? Oh, when you were a kid, okay. Yeah, I might have to listen to that one at work or something like that when I'm... What's going on? Jeez, hang on! I've got a Joust arcade cabinet in here. I gotta be really careful I don't send this piece of metal flying right through. Yeah, I normally do Wednesday nights, but I think I'm going to have to do some more, especially when we get the Adams going. That's why I'm kind of doing it tonight. Just to kind of get some more stuff done. Because if I start doing it weekly, I'm never going to get anything done, ever. Alright. I'm going to do this really awkward piece. So it's going to be hard to talk here in just a second. But we've got this really big piece. We're going to regreen real quick. Again, we're doing the final 180 and then maybe hand sanding to 220. So, Steve Arcade, I normally do it 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I go until basically I'm tired. Normally right around midnight or so. Sometimes a little bit later. Tonight I'm going to be going until I get this done. I just did one piece with the 180, and then just a couple more pieces to go. So, who knows? Tomorrow's Friday, so who gives a shit, right? But if you ever miss any, or you come in late and you want to see, I mean, I've got all the VODs saved here, and then they'll also be backed up to YouTube as well, so. I have a few on YouTube now, but I need to make the channel a little better, and then I'd like to clean up, and that's why I don't have any music in the background. I'd love to be rocking out right now to something, make it a hell of a lot more interesting, but I wanted to leave it somewhat clean, so that way I could leave, and that's why the chat's up and I'm kind of sitting in this view, is if people wanted to watch this back and kind of talk and everything else, you have an opportunity to see what was going on in chat and use it for reference if anybody would ever like to see it in the future. And I really haven't done much work off stream. The only thing I did was take apart the ball guides, and at that point I took 2 out off stream that were sitting there in the apron, and then the ramps. That's about it. Steve Arcade, thanks for the follow. Yeah, so Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time is kind of when I start, but I go. But like I said, the VODs are there too as well, so. The problem is I have some kids and trying to get them in bed and on school nights and everything else. This is probably the only time that I really can get to work on some of this stuff, but there'll be weekend streams and I might doing stuff as we kind of go through. We'll just kind of see how it goes. Now that football's over, I might stream more. I was really trying to avoid the Thursday night football and Monday night football and my Sundays, you know, for football and things like that. So, hi Mom. Who cares about vids? Yeah, Eastern, yeah, obviously being at 10 o'clock, yeah, that's pretty tough. I get it. Sass Trooper, hey guys, guess what? I'm watching this. My sister just gave birth to a girl. Dude, congrats. Holy crap. What? That's awesome. Congrats, dude. You know the name yet? That's so cool. Dude, thanks for sharing that on stream too. That's really cool. So exciting. Yeah, make sure you tell her we say congrats. And obviously, congrats to you. Let's watch this guy grind rails and get a baby. Alright. Looks pretty good. I'll shut the light off here and try to show you what it looks like at the, yeah, I know you're going to get a lot of, glare. The larger part there, I might have to hand sand. You can just kind of see a few marks, but for the most part, it looks really good. This piece is just super awkward. Alright, so we got the hard piece done. Carlos, just what the heck? Are you kidding me? Dude, that is the worst feeling ever. Gee, Sass Trooper's having his niece being born, and here you are trying to stop your basement from flooding. God, that sucks. I've been through there. Actually, in this basement, when we first moved here, probably about a year and a half, 2 years after we moved in, right before I finished the basement, thank God, we didn't have a sump pump down here, and I live in the Midwest, and we got a ton of rain. I can't remember how many inches, but it was like 10 inches of constant rain. Basically, everybody flooded out, even those, because we even had the power go out. So unless you had a backup generator, you were hosed. Anyway, I had I'd say about 4 inches standing water down here, and we couldn't stop it. I had those stupid movable sumps, like those little yard ones or whatever. I had 2 of those down here to try to get out the water. We got it out relatively quick, but yeah, I had a shop vac. I was trying to stop it in the seams, and all of a sudden I just started seeing it coming from the wall. So, dude, yeah, you need to just go take care of that, man. It's not like horrible though, but it's annoying. Yeah, mine started like creeping up through the cracks, and I was using a shop vac to dump it, and then my wife was down here helping try to clean it, and it was just like, all of a sudden you just saw it from the walls just starting to come in, and you're like, there's nothing we can do. And I just started grabbing shit. Like, my computer's on the floor. I grabbed my computer. I grabbed chairs. I grabbed, because I still had stuff down here, even though it wasn't finished. Made sure the pinball machines, were all up on the metal legs. I had about 6 machines then. Oh, what a nightmare. It was literally grabbing everything we could that was electronic, getting it off the floor. So, best of luck. Terrible thing to go through. So yeah, if you need to make a quick exit, man, I get it. CNK, I don't think he's listening. Alright, since I'm sitting down with this part, I am going to safety glasses on. And again, this has a lot more throw to it, as you can hear. So we're really trying to hang on so we don't break a camera. Or worse, break a glass on my joust. Yeah. Hopefully you didn't have what I had, man, but worst feeling because you feel helpless. You can't do anything. It sucks. I get it, man. I get it. Alright, we're going to do this funky piece. Again, try not to bend it. Thanks again for everybody for hanging out too as well. Thanks for all the follows. If you're not already following, make sure you click the follow button. Try to do this on Wednesday nights. But really appreciate you guys all hanging out and watching this. Really excited to get those ramps, man. Brass plated all the way through. Got brand new diverter ramps. It's going to be pretty sweet. I'll tell you what, I don't even know if I'm going to go 220 in these. This is looking really good. A lot better than it did in my other ones. So the machine is, say, built in 1980 and 6,000 were made. How many do you think are still around? That's a really good question. You know, I have no idea, and I have obviously no data to back it up. But, you know, just inclination. I mean, you figure it, probably at least 25% are gone, at least. You know, the problem is even all those Chuck E. Cheese machines, even some of the newer ones like NASCAR and Simpsons Pinball Party and some of those that they were putting in their parts of the Caribbean, they switched their policy to start destroying games again. So just imagine how many Chuck E. Cheese locations there are, and not every single one has them, but they had Shrek's, Pirates of the Caribbean, NASCAR. Think of all those games that could be going to as well. Yeah, Carmelicious, I agree. I mean, I think a lot of stuff would have been parted out, and hopefully, you know, some of the stuff saved for other things. And I mean, think about some of those games, obviously, went across overseas, too, as well. So there's probably even more than 25% when you really sit down and think about it, that were destroyed, or just, like, it's not worth sending back in a container. I don't know. Pretty crazy. Funky spot right down here. I just want to get. Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese. For a while they weren't destroying the machines. So they started off having a policy where they did destroy them, right? And then I'm not sure exactly when, but I had a buddy who was in contact with one of their buyers, and he was getting a lot of games. Like at one point, he had like 5 or 6 Simpsons pinball parties. I mean, he was dumping them off for like $2,500, $2,800. Not shopped and stuff like that. Anyway, the buyer said, you know, he had X number of NASCARs, and then ended up saying, well, I guess they're changing their policy back to destroying, so, yeah, we're not gonna be able to sell anymore, and that was the main vendor of that, you know, that took them in and then redid them, so, you know, selling them in bulk. And my buddy was just basically buying everything this guy had and would dump them on. So, yeah, don't touch the door. Still going, man. Weird bacteria in diapers. Absolutely. Snot-nosed, runny-nosed kids just pushing start. You know, put their coins in, pushing start a bunch of times, as many times as they can, launch a ball and get bored and walk away with 2 balls still in. Chuck E. Cheese is like this janky, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's kind of like a arcade for kids, but it's mostly redemption, stupid picture machines and video stuff. They still had some pinball machines, and their policies changed to, instead of selling games after they were done with them, they went back to destruction. They would destroy the games. And a lot of them, I mean, it was obviously themed for kids, so they would grab Stern's family-appropriate themes, such as like NASCAR, Shrek. You wouldn't see a Family Guy in there or anything. Pirates of the Caribbean. Simpsons Pinball Party, they were the ones that I always knew that they had in there. I hate Shrek, by the way. I know I see about 5 machines or so every year for about 10 years getting parted out on eBay. No kidding. Wow. Roller Coaster Tycoon, absolutely. Yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon, they had those there as well. Yeah, can you imagine just walking out to their dumpster in the back and seeing just parts? I'd start dumpster diving for sure. Yeah, don't touch the door. We are at the final grid that I think I'm going to do 180. So we've done 80, 120, and now 180. Ah! Hang on. I almost lost that piece, dude. Should have a counter on how many times I screamed like a girl because I almost dropped this and shot it through Joust. Yeah, nappy-ass dumpster diving? Yeah, can you imagine just the... Oh, God. Yeah, that would be nasty. It would be so gross. Change diapers and freaking pizza and just shit everywhere. Fucking nasty. So maybe I wouldn't. That or have to get sterilized. GameStop does that, and there's dumpster divers that get old games, yeah. Yeah, man, Joust, I love that game. Yeah, I'm like just waiting for it to... Oh, shit! Oh, I nicked the iPad. Well, that was close. Highlight. That will be a highlight. Awesome. Right at the camera. Alright, standing up, putting the chair away. Yeah, at least no blood, but I don't know, if I would have caught right on my iPad, it would have totally hit the screen. It caught just the corner. The case actually has a slight little dent. Not real bad. But you can see right where it hit. See that little mark right there? Yeah, Carmelicious! Thanks, man. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right there. It caught the metal edge and not the screen. And then I've got that keyboard case around it. all for the chat so I can see what the hell's going on. Normally I don't have the iPad set up at all, so. No one lost an iPad, now it's at crotch level. Yeah. Should we be wearing a cup or something? Alright, I'm almost done with this piece, thank God. Yeah, literally my joust is like right there. So yeah, not real smart. The ballistic shield, yeah. Like I said, I would normally never be doing this here. So I mean, right, like literally right here are, and I have this stupid shipping blanket around it to kind of catch all the metal and stuff, are my feeder seats. So normally I wouldn't be doing this right here, but it's where I have the drill press in my shop is right under our bedroom, and my wife is sleeping, and she'd freak shit if she heard me, one, screaming, oh shit, constantly, dropping metal everywhere, and talking constantly. So I opted to do it out here, kind of where I do most of the other stuff, so. Alright. Yeah, the thin pieces are looking really, really good. It's when I have like the larger pieces that I have to kind of go and blend. I'm going to hand sand back, probably just with 180. Like this piece we might have to. I mean, it looks good right now, but when I do this you might see a little bit more streakiness to it, so. Jesus Christ. I've done this with a Dremel before, man. This is so much easier. Yeah, Space Jam, there's a Space Jam pin. It sucks, but there's a Space Jam pin. Carmelicious, you get that water stopping yet? You got any games? Pin games? Alright, hang on. This piece is gonna cause damage if this thing goes flying, so. Hang on. Oh wow, no kidding. Do you have a shop vac, like a wet and dry shop vac? Yeah, exactly, Sash Trooper. Alright, here's another scary piece. Again, we're not going to spend a ton of time on it, we're just going to get it cleaned up real quick. Oh, Jesus! Yikes! I held on! Again! Alright, that's not worth it. Not worth it. Yeah, absolutely, you gotta be, right, Carl? Do you have, like a floor, like, cleaner, like a carpet cleaner? That's about my only other idea. Oh crap, you break it? No, I just almost shot it twice out of my hands. The problem with the flap wheel is, you know, obviously it's got flaps coming out, and if it catches an edge, it will send it flying, like almost so you can't hang on to it. And I thought about taking like a vice grips or something, but you're gonna just ruin the metal at that point. And then if you send the vice grips flying with it too, then that does more damage. The only other thing I have as an idea is like if you have a boat bilge pump. Carmelicious, if I was near you, I'd be over with my shop vac and my sumps, dude. Sorry. See how much you can see the drill press really moving. Yeah, these wheels are just like perfect thickness though for these. It's great. Alright, 3 more pieces. get one more big piece after this, and that's it. I don't know, Sass Trooper. I might pop a couple streams up. And I'm thinking about expanding the schedule just because of when I do switch over to Adam's Family. It's going to be tough just doing it once a week to actually get anything done, you know? It's a lot to set up. Like this type of thing. Obviously getting this ready with, you know, I've got little kids and everything else, but I'd like to, once we can kind of get moving and kind of get set up with Adam, it would be nice to do a couple more nights a week. I don't know how many. The big thing is I want to make sure it's consistent, right? I want to make sure that we stay on a consistent schedule and you know, stick to it, because I mean the worst thing that could happen is obviously I you know, skip a Wednesday for whatever reason. It could happen, but I'll try to add something in there. Once you start kind of missing, that's when you get lazy and goes downhill, you know what I mean? So I'd like to keep going for you guys and everything else, so. Yeah, I should stream me throwing towels down and spinning wet towels and cursing a lot. Yeah, we have a thing here called Towel Rage, and a lot of times when I'm cleaning something or whatever else, I've done the paper towel throwing. So something like this. Be right back. Sounds like an alarm going off back there. Something was weird. Yeah, there was. There was a beeping back. There was an alarm clock, so I don't know what the hell. Where am I at in Iowa? I'm in Dubuque, Iowa, or just outside Dubuque, Iowa. About 25 minutes from Spooky Pinball. My location's on Pinside. If you're on there, you can look for the same name. Yeah, my 2 reasons for being on Wednesday. Yeah, so Monday Night Football, right? I didn't want to do it then. And Thursday Night Football. And football on Sundays. And college football on Saturdays. The weekends are harder anyway, because it's hard to just stay consistent on a weekend. So yeah, with those, I'm like, well, Wednesday's perfect. I mean, there's really nothing going on. And no one else is really streaming at the time, so... But now that football's done, I mean, I don't really watch a lot of TV. And if I do, it's normally a DVR anyway, like Walking Dead and stuff like that, Game of Thrones. Hang on. So yeah, you know, at least for the winter, and it might change in summer because I've got a boat and I'm going to want to get out on it and things like that. And it's nice out, we've got a lot more activities and stuff going on, but as far as kind of going into spring, I'll probably extend it maybe if we're lucky and I really feel motivated, 3 nights a week. That'd be kind of cool. You know, there's other stuff that I'd like to do, but I just don't have the capability of doing right now. And one, I'm not that great at it yet.
But I like flight simulators. I really haven't done a lot with that. I do it outside of streaming, but I just joined what's called a virtual airline and kind of screw around on there. And, you know, I think the key to growing the stream at a certain point is going to be doing some video game stuff, but I play Fallout and some other games and stuff, but that's going to be pretty tough to actually build an audience with, but we'll see. The nice thing with Wednesdays is I can actually keep a pace on working on something, and you're not going to get exhausted, you know, from working on something every other night and stuff. And, you know, the big thing with that is it gives you a little bit of time to prepare for parts and getting an idea of what you're going to work on. A lot of times I just shotgun it as of late. Like, what am I going to do tonight? Like this, when I was doing the ball guides, I knew it needed to be done. It was kind of the big holdup. And I was kind of like, well, I can't really get stuff set up in the shop. I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to work on something else. Work on the electrical. And then it was, okay, well, I'm going to pull the drill press out. Screw it. So this was kind of like a last second decision, but we're almost done now, so. But I'm glad we got this part done, because now we can start getting the playfield back together. We'll be kind of in a holding pattern until those ramps come back, but. I'm gonna have to PUM a streamer's guide for streamers. Oh yeah, you can PM me anything. I mean, the thing is, I mean, if you guys are here and you guys like it and stuff, I mean, I'd like to keep going. I mean, it's obviously motivating when you have people here watching what you're doing. I don't know how many follows we're averaging, but I think we're normally getting about 11 to 12 new followers each stream. Today we're at 8. So, I don't know, kind of cool. Obviously, I expect that to die down a little bit, but. Alright, so this was the last piece that we've got. And besides the center, I'm going to have to hand sand a few of the areas. I mean, it looks pretty good, but it should probably hit. I know which side I'm pointing at. This right here. Again. But looking pretty good. We'll see it better on camera. Which one was that? It was right here, right? Yeah, all the guides look a lot smoother. I'm really happy the way that they're turning out. I think that's going to be it for the guides. We'll have to hand sand a few just to get the even grain, and it's going to be on those bigger, taller pieces. But I'll tell you what, you know, just kind of sitting here reflecting, thinking of how this went. I'm really impressed, and I don't think I'm going to go down to 220 on these. I mean. This looks, I mean, it is smooth. I mean, this is a really nice piece that cleaned up really nice. And again, I had this light off, but try to kill some of the lights as much as possible. I mean, just super smooth on the metal work. I mean, it's gonna look really sharp. I'm really kind of motivated right now. I'd like to start putting it in the game, but it's 12:30 and I need to eat a little something yet, and probably need to crash, because if I try to put the game back together with some of these guides and don't eat a little something, and don't try to wind down, I'm not going to be able to sleep. I tell you what, I'm pretty excited. So what we'll do is we'll get the drill press put away, get this cleaned up. I'll vac this whole area off and kind of do a little bit of a cleaning, just in the area, general area here, just to kind of get everything sorted. And then at that point, we're going to be kind of back into the reassembly process where we'll be able to pull the plastics out and start, pulling back some of the protective coating on all the plastics and everything. We'll get these ramps back in, work on top and bottom. There'll be a lot of up and down on the play field, but we'll get everything in as far as these guides, and then we will start. We're going to be in a big holding pattern, but we'll get the plastics on and make sure that our LED colors and everything that we chose look good. And then from that standpoint, we're kind of stuck until we get those ramps back, which is going to be about 2 to 3 weeks. So we'll see. Not any huge rush for them, but it would be nice getting this game back together. So we'll decide if we're going to spot repair the spot or just leave it. I'm really opting to leave it at this point. So we'll see. What we're doing from that perspective. So other than that, this game, ideally I'd like to fix some of the other parts, some of the rusting kind of issues and things like that. And I guess we can just kind of give a quick little rundown on everything, just for those that are new, that are still in chat. So, but we'll just kind of take a quick run through before we end the stream here. But we do have new plastic protectors and brand new plastics that are going to go in. It's going to be pretty sharp. So let me bring this over. And again, the mic's behind me, so I apologize. Let me... lower this window so I can see what the heck is going on. Alright, so I'll try to talk a little bit louder so you can see and hear me here. But, just kind of one of the things right away that you can see. Look at the kind of rust that you have going on here. And again, this is an easy replaceable part. I think it's like $20 or $30, to replace, I think, maybe 1 or 2 rails. But, ideally I'd like to take these off and get replated or coated and things. So, Carmelicious, thanks again. Good luck with the flooding, man. I really, really apologize for that. I know it's not my fault, but all of the best. I know how much it sucks. I have been there and done that, and it blows hard. So, wish you the best. As far as cabinet, we should have pulled the tilt bob out and should have sanded that, or not sanded, but threw that into the tumbler and things like that. The whole front door, you can just kind of see, is just kind of gross and nasty. Yeah, CNK, it's the full set. Yeah, I didn't want to take any chances with brand new plastics right away, so I opted to get the full set. Sorry, I got cords wrapped up here. We are going to work on some electrical stuff in here. So we do have like the release coil for the yellow wall we got to get fixed, and then also this wall target was having some issues, so we'll work on that. I should have gotten a new switch because this one's not the reinforced one. So we should have got a new one. Maybe I'll order that. But I did replace the 2 other yellow targets. We did put those in the other day, so we got those set. We just got a few electrical things to work through, and I'll have to look and see how much play is in each one of these. I thought they were relatively good, but who knows. So we could go through all the coils too as well and rebuild the flippers and stuff. Might as well while we have it. Ready to go. New coil sleeves at least, and then hopefully coil stops if they need them, things like that. So, these look fairly new, but we'll see where things fall with those. And then we need to do rubber and everything else. But just to show real quick, for some of those that haven't been here, kind of what we've done. We did do LEDs and we did wax the play field. And again, not everything's in here. This is going to be super bright. We do have a GI string out in the back box, so we do need to fix that. But I need to figure out something for this camera to make these look better on camera. But it looks great in person. This is all purple down in this area up to here. And then it's blue and then red over in this area. And then we did mostly color matching inserts. And I say that lightly because I do pinks in like the jackpots, reds in the arrows. Pink in red gives it a more vibrant look if you look at that jackpot light. And then we did cool whites in here and you know, some greens in the locks and things like that. So I'm really, really happy the way it looked out. I mean, it's super bright right now because remember the plastics aren't in there, the upper playfield's not in there, but it needed it. We had lights that were out and everything else on here. So, is there anything that would kill a table? What do you mean by that? Hey, Cape Awesome, what's going on? Rare Gamer zone lighting actually looks good. Yeah, I like how this one turned out. And again, they look like shit on camera. So once we get the plastics on, it should look better. And I'll look into some filtering or something we can do on the cameras. But this is going to look a lot better. And my big complaint with this one was if I played in low light, which I do, I have like a dimmer switch for the overheads here. And I have it on the lowest setting, so you barely lit it all, and it gives it that really cool arcade look in here. But the upper playfield, this whole back corner, you could not see at all. You lost the ball over in this corner. It was even kind of dark over here, you know, in the right kind of back by the sanctum. So the big goal up here was to get light and not too much light. Just working, closing the night. Here till 3 a.m. Oh, man, that sucks. Well, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Glad you could make it. We got the guides all sanded. We went and did the 80 like we did the other night. And then we did 120, and we went to a final 180. And I was going to go 220, but I'll tell you what, after looking at this, I'm not really interested in spending any more time on them. I am going to have to take a little bit and hand sand just some of the large areas, but look at how much difference that looks. I mean, this is night and day to what it was. I'm really, really happy and impressed with how this turned out. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I tell you what, really the kind of the first time that I've used that that sanding disc like that, and I really, really, really like it. Yeah, you saw how it looked. The only complaint that I had is, let me see if I can find a piece. All the pieces look that good except for like this piece, and it's kind of hard to see in the light. And it doesn't look that bad, but you can just kind of see a little bit more gradient in here from going, you know, side to side. But this piece, which is the part that really matters, looks great. It's just, you know, I guess kind of smoothing that out to the transition. Yeah, Cleveland Pinball, if you would have saw what they looked like before, I mean, they had like that really ball strike. I mean, this doesn't do it justice at all. But like this area right here, you know, like that really kind of ball wear strikes. And it wasn't so bad. I mean, normally you have that thin line that goes across, right? Just the thin, where the ball goes through. You can kind of see it right there, right? Just a little bit. But then when you get to the area where the balls like really hit, and it's more surface area, you get these really big, and I call them splash patterns. That's probably not right. But that's right where, I mean, this is obviously the trough area. And you get this kind of nasty looking thing, and especially on a side rail that's visible. I mean, think of that being on the playfield, and obviously this goes down here. But think of that being in an open area where you see that, or on a loop right near a flipper. It looks like complete garbage. And yeah, the line looks like crap. So this does a really nice job. And like I said, there is a guy, and he has YouTube videos, Pinball Mike D, I think is his name. And he'll take this then, and I don't know how often he did it, but he did it in a Monster Bash. He'll take this to a buffing wheel, and he'll use Jeweler's Rouge, and he will sit there and go through it, and I mean, it's really intense, and will buff this entire thing. And the cool thing is with that, when you get this kind of, I guess, hit pattern, just think of it, that's actually smooth. It's metal on metal. It's kind of buffing that with metal, right? This area. So if this is all buffed, it's going to look very shiny like this. And when you have this pattern, you're not going to see it as often, right? So if we really wanted to take this a whole nother step further, we could have gone that route. But again, it's a big mess and takes a lot more time. And this is how it came from the factory anyway. It's going to look something like this. So this, again, with this piece, I'm going to have to hand sand. And I'll just, transition this a little better because you can just kind of see just a little bit of the, where the wheel went with the grain. So, yeah, Cape Awesome, thank you so much. I'm glad you think so as well. I'm really, really, really happy with the results. And I'll tell you what, I've done with it with the Dremel. It looks like complete. It looked good, but it was a lot more tedious and a lot more work to get it to what it looked like now. And I was smart. I should have pulled this metal ball strike out too as well. I might do that off stream, pull this out, and obviously I should have grabbed all these screws and threw those in the tumbler. Should have done those, but I had surface rust on all these metal parts here, and it came out really, really nice. So again, we should probably do something with this bracket and stuff, but for the most part, it looks good. Yeah, I'm actually going to probably end here pretty soon here, so appreciate you stopping in. I may be on again later sometime this weekend just to make a little bit more progress, but definitely on Wednesday. So, but thanks again for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so SAS Trooper, anything that makes the game unrepairable, essentially no. You can repair boards if you're good with it. You can. The thing that's going to cause a game to get parted out is if it's like a blown transformer and the transformer is hard to find. Now again, you do have arcade switching power supplies and stuff that would still supply some of the voltages if you're good with that you can do as well. So you can pretty much fix anything on a game. Obviously, it's got a majority of wear in here. You might be looking at, trying to do some touch-ups and get it cleared or something along those lines. But for the most part, all my games, I've never had to, and I've had a variety of issues, everything from electrical to playfield repair to mechanical to EM repair, everything. I've never, knock on wood, I've never had to send anything off. I've done all the board work and troubleshooting and everything myself, and I'm not an expert by any means, but pretty cool that I've been able to figure stuff out and had good luck. So now older machines with those tiny drill nails, where you can find them. Yeah, if you have like an old pin game and you're looking for parts and things like that, you'll run into issues. Sometimes you'll have a hard time locating, a lot of the more obscure stuff or really super old stuff. But a lot of times you can either restore or you can, if you do enough diligence. Like I didn't think I would be able to find a transformer for this, and I ended up finding one and getting it replaced. So I could have. For the price I got the game, I probably could have parted it out and probably made more money. But I wanted a Shadow and wanted to get going. This game was a rat's nest of issues, but I'm glad I got it. And really, a Transformer, I think I ended up paying, $25 or $250 or $300, I think, for one. It wasn't cheap by any means, but kind of. They can live through everything. I guess it just depends on what somebody wants to invest time-wise and everything else. They certainly have their issues, but typically anything you can find in, I'd say, kind of the late EM era, mid EM era, all the way through to, the DMD and, the old alphanumerics or just the numeric displays. For the most part, you should be okay. And again, my very first game was the Meteor that I got. The power cord was cut, back glass was shattered, a display was broken, and I brought that game back to life. And the rectifier board had stuff soldered directly to it, and that's where the rectifier board's like right where this car is, obviously in the cabinet, and then runs back. But that was the first game that I actually had to go through and kind of rewire and redo the connectors and rebuild the rectifier. And I could have taken the easier way out and bought a 75 or $100 rectifier board, and I think it's closer to $80, $75 US. I could have went out and bought that and just replaced the rectifier board, but there's not much to it. There's 3 bridge rectifiers on there, a couple diodes, a couple resistors, 2 wire wound resistors on there, fuse clips and holders, and basically 3 different connectors on there. That's really it. And I was able to get that game fixed. Fix the rectifier board. I had to fix the driver board. I had to fix the light board because SCRs were blown out. I mean, that game was a complete mess. And most people probably wouldn't have spent that much time because it's like a $600, $700, maybe an $800 game. I had to buy a glass for it. I found a glass for like $150 and had to buy a display. Obviously, cracked display. I couldn't do anything with that. So I had to find a display. But all in all, what I got the game for free with the other game that I purchased at the time, and of course being out 3.5, 4 hours in a drive, well, worth it. I mean, most people are probably just part of that Meteor out and would have never thought twice, right? Gotten 3 displays out of it, a playfield that was semi-good, and took the parts and maybe tossed the cabinet or done something with it, but I brought it back to life, and I feel justified in what I did and was happy I did it, and it was a learning experience for me. So, and if I screwed something up, it wasn't something that I felt like I was going to lose anything. It was a free game. But got it brought back. I mean, it's over on the wall over there. Actually, drop target in that Meteor bank, one of the drop targets broke, so I got to buy a drop target and put it in. So any other questions before I call her quits? I'm pretty tired. I'd like to start putting some of these ramps in, or these ball rails in. I wish I would have sent those ramps off when we first started doing this. I'd probably have them coming back here in a little bit, and we'd be putting new brass ramps in. And that would look sweet. Yeah, I mean, a Meteor is not that great of a table. I like it. I enjoy it. I like drop targets. So, and it was really the first table that I remember playing as a kid in like a home use environment. My uncle, it was actually not even my uncle, it was my friend's parents. We just called him Uncle. But anyway, not just Uncle, but his Uncle Dennis was his name. He had that game in his basement, and we used to play the crap out of it, and it was a lot of fun. So when I first decided to get into pinball, that was one of the games for whatever reason. I'm like, it seems relatively inexpensive. I'm going to look for one. Found one, and then got screwed. Promptly screwed. But hey, learn quick. All right, well, I really appreciate everybody stopping in, hanging out. Thanks for all the followers. Had quite a few today. Really appreciate you stopping in. Cleveland, thanks for hanging out and chatting. And Carmelicious, good luck on the water. Looks like he already left. Issues, but Ben Cool, C&K, thanks again for hanging out. Sass Trooper, congrats, dude, on the niece. Your sister having a baby. Thanks for sharing it and talking about it. Really, really cool. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Really, 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 really appreciate it. Again, thank you so much. Really cool being able to do this, obviously on stream. It keeps me motivated for one. to keep working on games, and obviously to have the community go along with it. Pretty cool. Think about short twist nails. I need some. Hey, thanks, David Batman. Yeah, if you guys have a chance too, David also streams pinball, so make sure you give him a follow. He's just getting into the streaming thing, but he's got a great collection and did, what was the first stream, like 6 hours he went for, which is incredible. Getting hooked already, so make sure you give him a follow if you haven't. The other thing, check out the Pinball Wizards group, obviously linked up on top. Those are most of the streamers for pinball as of now. There might be a few new ones. Make sure you give everybody a follow in there too as well. So pretty cool. We got a really cool community, so I really appreciate everybody coming out. If you haven't followed, make sure you click that follow button. I will be back on Wednesday for sure, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Probably going until I get sick of talking or sick of working on stuff. And we are going to start getting the rails ball guides in, and then start getting the plastics on, and we'll see how this color scheme works. And we're going to have to start digging in the electrical here pretty quick. So we do have the, on the back glass, this top GI string that kind of goes from this area right in here is out. So we're going to have to replace and fix that GI plug, probably on both the male connector and also the female connector for that. So David said he's going to be back on late tomorrow, so make sure to go and check out his stream. So yeah, Extra Life streamers stream for charity and things like that. I haven't had a chance to look into all those different options too as well, but it'd be kind of cool if we start doing some charity events here and some other options as well. Where donations and things get sent off to those that need it a hell of a lot more than I would. So, all that stuff is really, really cool. So, maybe we'll get hooked up doing something like that. So, again, if you enjoy it, make sure you bring somebody else to come check it out. Really appreciate everybody and being active in chat and everything else. We'll start doing some giveaways and giving away some old shitty plastics. I know Don't Touch the Doors already got dibs on the Shadow Slings and maybe a couple others and stuff like that. But again, this is really cool that you guys all hang out and watch this stuff. So really, really, really appreciate it. We'll get playing some games too as well. You can watch me play and flail around and throw paper towels and everything else. That's always a blast. But we'll have to do a big event when we do this one. I am super duper excited when I get those brass ramps. It's going to look absolutely insane. I was hesitant to do the diverter ramps, but man, it's going to be cool. I'm excited. This is a long overdue on this game. It really needed it. So, and now that I've had the glass off and been sitting here with dust, we're going to have to do another wipe down and probably a quick main wax area in here too as well. So, all right. Well, thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. Really, really, really appreciate it. Again, cannot say that enough. I know it's probably annoying to hear, but I love you all. Thank you so much for hanging out. Never would have thought repair streams or maintenance streams into this capacity would be fun for you guys. But as long as you guys hang out, I'll keep doing them. So thanks again, everybody. Have a great weekend. I hope to be on maybe some point this weekend. We'll dink around and mess around with this or something else. So if you're not following me on Twitter, just follow me on Twitter. I normally post if I'm going to go live. Sometimes it's like a moment's notice, but if not, just make sure you follow the notify when streamer goes live, and you get a message. Thanks again, everybody.